last time, if you remember last time, we had a meeting or a training session about communication skills, and we learned what is meant by a good communicator and how to become a good communicator. We said, be an active listener. By the way, active listening could be a training session by itself. Okay. An effective presenter and a quick thinker. These are the three that we got out of last time. So let's move on to this time. And before we start, let's take a little quiz. You know, that's my job. I have to construct 3 exams overnight, because on Saturday I have to be in school to print them out. We have exams starting next Monday, so I have a very busy schedule. You have a weekend and I have work. Okay, so first question. First question says, which of the following suggestions is the best way to communicate to calm an argument? Now you have 4 options, A, B, C, and D. Now you choose which you like, and let me see, I'll ask what you chose. Oh, that's good. Okay, so returning to our question, how many chose A? Yell and cross your arms to protect yourself. Huh. How many chose A? Why not? Okay, how many chose B? Look away from the person you are disagreeing with. Huh? How many chose B? Come on, guys. Look away. I mean, why should we? Okay, use an even tone. How many? Amazing. All right, get an adult even if you are not being bullied or in danger. You chose this one. We got a response here, D. Anyone else joining her in D? No one else? Okay, so actually, yes. Unanimous. All of you chose use an even tone. Yes, that's exactly. We use a very calm tone, and we'll know what we mean by that now. The second question, it's a good idea to think about the other person's perspective when you have an argument. What does it mean, perspective? You have 4 choices. A. Really? Point of view or opinion. Okay, so now we got that you all know English very well. Okay, thank you. So today's training is how to develop conflict resolution skills. How to develop conflict resolution skills. Our objectives: what is conflict? Recognize factors leading to conflict. What are the causes of conflict? Learn conflict management styles and resolutions. And last but not least, we'll practice some, if we have, I hope, some scenarios to see how can these conflicts be resolved. Moving on, conflict. What is conflict? What's conflict? What is conflict?
Usually a misunderstanding between 2 parties.
Misunderstanding between 2 parties. Excellent. Yes. If we open the dictionary, Webster's dictionary, it says a situation in which people or groups or countries disagree strongly or are involved in a serious argument. If we put it in a sentence, the violence was the result of political and ethnic conflicts. Yes. There are between countries conflicts, of course. Okay? Between people, conflict. Between married couple, conflict, right? Okay, good. So what does conflict mean to you? You said misunderstanding. Anyone else? What does it mean, conflict to you?
Like an argument.
An argument? What does it mean to you? Ronald, what does it mean to you?
Disagreement.
Disagreement. What does it mean to you?
Misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding. We said this before. Anyone else?
Conflict is more than
Maybe just a misunderstanding rather than a more harsh or something that's related to anger or disappointment or that sort of thing.
So, does it happen all the time?
No. No.
No, doesn't happen all the time.
It happens a lot.
We have happens a lot. Yes, over there. This group says no, Dr. Hussein. I believe these are the group. These are the group. Okay, so it's part of the everyday life? Yes. Come on. How many of you have kids? There's always conflict at home. I agree and you disagree. How many are you married? Okay. So can be solved in different ways?
Yes.
Definitely. Okay. Can happen to anyone?
Yes.
Okay. Can escalate if not resolved. Like an escalator going up. Yes. And has many different causes. Yes. We all agree on these. In addition to what you said. Okay, so what is conflict? If we put it in another way, a process that begins when goals of one party, goals, I have a goal. This facility has a goal. This is the party. Are not fulfilled by another. Who's the another? You guys. Okay? The Department of Insurance, the Department of Finance, the Department of Treatment, all your departments. You said 12, right? 13? 13, guys. We're 13. It's an odd number, but it's okay. So true or false? Let's see. First, conflict can be healthy. True or false? True. You accept? Yes, true. Yes, it can be healthy. We'll see how it is. Conflict is always violent. Should okay. Hey, Dr. Hussein, they're a great group. Conflict is unavoidable. Now we have a conflict here. There's a disagreement here. This group says, how many say true? How many say false? True. Yes. Okay. So conflict is always based on the personality clashes. False or true? False. False. Salim, you woke up? Yeah. False or true? Wake up. True or false? True. False. Dr. Asma is very, very, very clever. She said if you remove always, it could be true. Yes, this is my way. We're a professor. We use these things, tricky things, to make the students fail. The best way to deal with conflict is to ignore it. Definitely false. Okay, great. Yes, doctor.
Can I go with a little bit visual language of conflict? Can we go for the conflict of 3 levels of conflicts? The strategic conflict example, everyone maybe know this example. I want to go to Dubai, you want to go to Al Ain. This is we call strategic conflict. And this is usually the one that we are talking. It's definitely what that will go for to war. Strategic conflict. Go to Dubai, I want to go to Al Ain, you want to go to Dubai. The aim conflict.
Yeah.
Number 2, the tactical conflict. I want to go to Dubai today, or go to Dubai tomorrow, or by bus, or by car. This is the tactical, and it's a little bit more accommodating. Then the technical one, should we have a break in the last exit, or have a break in Ibn Battuta Mall? So, I think you are referring to the strategic conflict. Of course, if you are in a team, which is it's okay and happen, and it's not always violent, please, I want to go to the washroom, or let's, my kid, a washroom, can we go for 10 minutes, go to reaching last exit. So if you are defining the conflict with the strategic, I want to go to Dubai, no, Al Ain is good. I think this is your meaning of definition of a real conflict.
Okay, can we finish and then
Yes.
say and see which version I mean?
Okay.
Okay. All this actually is introduction.
Oh, sorry.
So healthy conflict versus unhealthy conflict. We said it's healthy. Well, parties respect each other's points of view. I have a point of view, Dr. Hussein has a point of view. We have to agree that each one has his point of view, and this is healthy. Actually, these brainstorm ideas, and ideas build plans, and this is how plans are built. By I say something, Dr. Hussein says something, Ms. Heba says something, and then we get out of these three, whatever we said, an idea. But unhealthy is lack of respect of other people's or parties' goals. This establishment has a goal, and you disrespect this goal. You do something that's not supposed to be in the policy. You don't obey the rules. We have rules, we have to obey, we have to go by these rules, even if we don't like them. We have to, they are policies and they've been made because we have to work according to guidelines. It's just like when we treat things, we have to do 1, 2, 3, step 1, step 2, step 3. Some people might say, I started with step 3 and it worked. No, you have to step 1, 2, 3, okay? So this is...
Dr. Mona, the country or the government said the speed on that street
Yeah.
must be 70. But I see it's...
Yeah, this is a very...
what
This is in Egypt. In Egypt, we have now new... you didn't see our new Cairo now. Yeah, new Egypt is... We have so many roads, even we don't know these roads yet. And on each road, they say 120 kilos per mile, and 120 per kilo. And in some roads, 90, some roads 60. And you'd be 60, how could I 60? I have to push the gas. The car doesn't want to go. Yes, but we have to obey, or else we'll have a nice fine. They actually send my sons have their cars, and I get the bill. Yesterday, 120 Egyptian pounds. One of them had a fine. Okay, so another healthy conflict, calm and non-defensive. Yes, we're very respectable people. We speak in a very nice and calm and smooth tone. We're not objecting each other's views. We're just saying our views. But when it comes to unhealthy, there's anger and there's explosion and there's yelling and shouting. Why? Why do this? This is unhealthy. Healthy conflict, ready to move past an issue, conflict towards a resolution. Yes, we are agreeing that if we speak to each other in a very respectable and a very civilized manner, then we can resolve this conflict. But in an unhealthy, it focuses on winning the conflict. One party wants to win. So that's why they start to, like in a boxing arena, until one of them wins. It's not a boxing, it's not a match, it's not a war, okay? Healthy conflict, desire to seek a compromise, yes. Sometimes in conflict issues, like we'll see now, in resolutions, we have to, one party might have to sacrifice or might have to, swallow his pride and agree, so as the boat sails on, like they say, okay? Unhealthy conflict, you refuse, no compromise. I'm sorry. I'm like, just like a little kid, you know? I want this, no, this is unhealthy. Last thing is believe that confronting the conflict will benefit the individuals and the team. This is a very healthy conflict, like the other way, fear of conflict or expectation of bad results. So we don't want this unhealthy conflict, we want the healthy conflict. Conflict is not a bad thing, it is okay. Like we said, it's part of our daily routines, actually. What are the causes of conflict? What do you think are the causes? What are the causes of conflict? Peter امبارح Peter was with us yesterday and he said he understood and he's like the doctor-nurse session. Yes, what do you think are the causes of conflict? Yeah, let's start with you. Huh?
The causes of conflict?
Hmm? Give me just one cause.
Is misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding,
Different beliefs.
different beliefs,
Two different party wants different thing.
two different parties. They are different parties.
We are all different.
You're different, I'm different. So we're different. Does that mean where there's that means that's a cause? That's a cause for conflict? What do you? I think I know what you want to say, but you don't know how to say it. So, what about you? Language barriers. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a good one. In your situation here, I think it's one of the main causes. Okay. Aubrey. Disagreements. Arguments. Well, a conflict arises arguments, okay? Nabulsi, you're with us?
I'm just registration patient.
Okay. He's doing his job. Okay. Ibrahim. Different opinions. What's your name? Dana. Okay. Disagreement. We all disagree. Agree that it's one of the causes is disagreement. Difference in values and goals. Personality clashes. I think this is what you meant, Aljan, that we're different. Okay. Stress. You might be in a job. Actually, a clinic is a very stressful job. Doctors are under.
Personality clashes.
Personality clashes. This young lady here, she has a personality. She seems to be very, she's very quiet, and she's biting her lips always, so that means she's always a shy person. And let's suppose Salim. I just want to wake him up, Dr. Hussein. He hasn't woken up yet. Wake up, wake up, wake up. And Dr. Salim, he is, he's not such a quiet guy and not such a shy either. So these are two personalities different from each other, Ms. Hiba. And when they are facing an issue, she's in the lab and he's in the treatment. They have issues 100%. So there's a personality clash here because Dr. Salim will be the assertive one, while she's the permissive one. She'll say, okay, Dr. Salim, she says you don't know me. Is that true?
For example, someone is like body language very active, high voice, that irritates from his waist, like that.
Gemini versus Scorpion thing.
Yeah, anyone has, about
the first lecture, aggressive and
yeah, okay. Misunderstanding, I think you all mentioned this, and poor communications.
Yes.
Poor communications, what we were talking about last time.
Actually, I face it with Arabian, some of the Arabian
yes.
stuff. When they will talk to you, they will not tell you, for example, kindly, Jessica, if you need to leave the reception next time, call me, I'll be in the reception. They are not talking like that. Don't leave the reception next time. Call me first. They don't even call me first. Don't leave the reception. This is order.
Yes.
This is order, and because you have poor language or you have different language and you have poor communication, this will cause in the future no teamwork will be done.
Yes. This is a demanding type of conflict.
Yes.
One has the upper hand and the second party has to obey this demand.
I'm always telling them don't start with the verb.
Yes, we're going to say how we resolve. Yes. Actually, yes. So levels of conflict, yes.
Yes, this is, by the way, will emphasize my point. If you go like this is from strategic conflict, not the way.
Yeah,
from
the way,
strategic,
different
down
goals,
to tactical, down to technical.
Actually, Dr. Hussein, there are many causes other than this. I just chose these.
But they are in the three levels, by the way.
I chose the most common that are really that could be applied in your
Yeah.
case here in the practice,
Doctor
okay?
having like root
Yes,
canal,
yes.
very difficult case. He has
Yes,
stress.
definitely.
He did not understand the nurse question. Poor communication will happen. Wrong or
Yes.
mistake.
Exactly,
Because,
exactly,
yes.
exactly, exactly. So what are the levels of conflict?
You choose someone.
I choose someone.
Yes.
Do you know the levels of conflict? Do you know how conflict starts? Levels of conflict is,
excellent. She said she's excellent in her evaluation.
so what would you say? Yeah, okay, tell me what's the first level of conflict? How does it start? So I'll give you a clue. We'll start with discomfort. First thing is discomfort. So what do you think discomfort will lead to?
Anxiety?
Sorry, I become obsessed.
لسه ما صحيش من النوم. You're still asleep. He's thinking about root canal. So what do you think, Ammar? We haven't asked Dr. Ammar. Yes.
But discomfort leads to discomfort will probably lead to more stressful situation.
An incident.
An incident, yes.
So what do you think an incident will lead to? I'll keep with Dr. Ammar because I want to see what he'll reach. I want to reach with you this big blue one. Huh?
Well, based on the colors, hopefully that's a nice one.
That's a nice one. That's the highest. That's the target. No. This is the levels of conflict. This is not the resolution. It starts with a discomfort, then an incident, then
Confrontation.
a misunderstanding. Yes. First, you're in a discomfort zone. You're like building up. It's inside of you. Then it's an instant. You have to say no, and then it starts a misunderstanding between you and the other party, leading to tension. Tension there. So, Dr. Ammar, what do you think the tension leads to?
The major issue or the communication, the stop of the communication.
Stop of the communication. Hey guys, what do you think it leads to? Confrontation? Argument? More heavy than an argument.
War.
Issues?
Unhealthy conflict.
Chaos.
Chaos? Do you have a blue card? Crisis.
Crisis.
A crisis.
I said unhealthy conflict.
Catastrophe.
Chaos.
Catastrophe. What do you say?
Chaos.
Chaos, yeah, chaos. Actually, yes, chaotic, yes. It can create, wars are created by this misunderstanding, yes.
So, Mona, why I feel like first discomfort, misunderstanding will happen when we will start to talk, tension will start to be between us, then we will go to incident and crisis. This is like
No, discomfort is first.
Incident.
The instant?
It's not before the crisis?
No. Discomfort means that, well, someone is taking it in, you know.
Not
It's
the
like
meaning of the incident.
no. It's just he's just taking it in. He's absorbing it, and it's making him itchy. It makes him in a zone that he's not comfortable with. So it leads to the instant that leads to the misunderstanding. And then, of course, there's tension built up between the parties, causing the chaos, causing the crisis, causing whatever you want to mention, but it's a catastrophe in the end.
Yes,
Okay.
and this is when we start a conversation with our kids or with my husband,
Yeah.
with your family.
This
and
application,
we make a
it's
crisis.
applied for all parties, starting with your husband, with your children at home,
With your employees.
with your employees at work, with your boss, with the government, if you have issues like us in politics, or in between countries. This is how it starts.
When we must stop.
Actually, before it starts.
Before.
before making it a discomfort.
Yes.
If
I agree.
if you start at this point, we won't have all this.
We call it prevention.
Yes. Prevention. Yes, doctor.
Actually, I just discovered we are going in this level in the COMBOX. Start with an instant report, we have a stupid reply. So we go for investigation,
Yeah.
which is attention.
Yes.
Then go for unhappy. It's a lose-lose.
Yes.
Salary deduction.
We don't want the
and-
lose-lose.
It is a lose-lose.
I mean, but we don't want the lose-lose, Dr. Hussein.
I'm feeling that the comport we have like this.
Yes, yes.
But we start as per Ms. Heba said. This is
The
should be
instant. But
we
before
start
the
with
instant, you don't know what the
This is-
part,
this
what
is
the
what
part,
we want
yes,
to do.
what the party inside is feeling. This is something built inside. It won't be expressed except when the instant starts. So how do humans respond to conflict? How do we respond to conflict? Yal, how do you respond? Rahim, how do you respond to conflict? Humans, a human being. Huh? أيوة أنا بولسي. Fighting, yes. Fighting, actually, yes. And when someone walks in the street and hits someone like that. And Ibni, my son, just doing like that, Why? Someone's going to lose, okay? That's the point. Don't start something. Okay, fight. What else?
camel style. Camel style.
Camel style. Okay. What do you mean by camel style?
Confronting, then after the second day,
Huh?
will come, someone will burn the whole facility.
Grudge.
Ah,
Holding a grudge or something.
grudge. Okay. Okay. What else? What else? How do you respond when you have an incident or you have a conflict or a misunderstanding with someone? Just tell me how you respond, Dr. Asma.
Be quiet.
Yes, that's her character. That's what I was saying.
Butterfly style.
Yes. But she bottles it up. It bottles up. And the problem with a character like Dr. Asma, bottling up instant after misunderstanding, it can blow up in the end. And especially in marriage. Okay? Because one party is pressing, and the other is building inside this discomfort until it blows up, and actually that's why divorce happens. Okay, fight, like Nabulsi said. This is
Bull style.
yes.
Muhammad Nabulsi style.
Yes, we'll say fighting Nabulsi style. I know.
You were right.
They're going to write Nabulsi style. Flight. Yeah, flight is turning away from the conflict. Dr. Asma, she won't do anything. Khalas. She'll just let it be. Like the song says, let it be. Or freeze. Not sure how to react. And this is a personality that just... Oh, so you have a freezing person here? Okay. And becomes very passive, yes. Okay, so conflict resolution. Now, that's conflict up till here. We understand now what is conflict. We understand what causes conflict. We understand the levels of conflict. We understand how we respond to conflict. Now, let's move on to how we resolve this conflict. Yes?
Freeze, we just attend this lecture. Freeze actually is a temporary solution. If you can go one back.
Yes, sure.
Because freeze eventually, we both attend together. You say that this freeze will done eventually will either double fight or double flight. That's why marriage will be because freeze forever. It will
So,
be
Doctor, you
forever.
prefer fight.
The whole style is not bad.
Yes.
Normal style.
Believe it or not, sometimes fighting could be healthy. Sometimes.
Oh
Sometimes.
my goodness, everyone
Sometimes.
will start it tomorrow.
Sometimes fighting and getting it out of your system, it's better than,
Camel style.
yes, instead of making it freeze or even just let it be. These are not, because let it be means you're bottling up one incident after another, and then the big fight is going, and nobody's going to know how to stop it. Okay, and that's how wars start. issues, small issues, small issues, small issues. You took a piece of land, you took a piece of water, you took a piece of مش عارفة إيه, and then it all blows up in the end. So conflict resolution is we identify, we know the problem, we address the problem, we start to put a solution to the problem. We have two parties, and we have to look at the two parties and try to see how to resolve this problem. This is what we call conflict resolution. So what are the techniques? What are the techniques in conflict resolution? Ronald Reagan was one of the United States presidents. He said a very nice quote: "Peace is not absence of conflict. It is the ability to handle conflict by peaceful means." And he was a great movie star, Western movies, you know, huh? And he ended up being one of the United States presidents. That's the land of the free, like they say. Anyone can be the president, even a movie star. But this is a very good.
For Obama, this guy?
Huh?
For Obama?
Yeah. Very. Yes, they're very.
You are exposing your age. Like me.
Dr. Hussein, I'm very proud of my age. I'm very proud of my age. I'm going
29.
to be. No. I'm going to be 62 this month. Okay, so why is conflict resolution? Before we move on to the techniques, let's see why conflict resolution is important. Why do you think it's important to resolve conflicts? Yes, to avoid the crisis. Yes, definitely. We want to avoid the crisis. Yes. What else?
Create a friendlier environment.
Thank you very much. Yes, creating a friendly, a very nice, healthy environment. Good building up teamwork. Yes, so bring people together. Building a teamwork, yes? To help. To stop the fight. To stop Nabulsi style. Yes, okay. Build strong working relationship, yes. We're a team. We're not isolated islands. We all have the same goal, the welfare of this facility. This workplace is our second home. In your home, you want your home to be strong. Here also, you want this place to be strong also, okay? So you want to build strong relationships built on mutual respect and trust. It's very important. I think with the doctors and nurses yesterday, we mentioned respect and trust. Very important two issues. Create a positive and inviting environment where everyone feels respected. And aim to ensure that everyone has the skill to handle conflicts. If we learn how to resolve conflicts, if we see the techniques we're going to say now, you'll be able in any situation to use these skills, and then there won't be any conflict issues anymore, okay? And let's resolve the problem and go back to work. That's what we want, okay? Okay, let's start with the first skill. The first skill says, use yes and statements. Yes and statements. Yani yes and statements. Yes. Instead of I hear you, but. Let's omit this but and say yes, I understand and I'll think about it. Yes, I understand and I'll do it. Yes, I understand and I am committed. So instead of this but, because but arises a conflict.
Irritating.
Yes, the but, not the but. The but, the word but, it arises also a way that you are going to say a different, rather than giving you agree, okay? So this is the first, someone might say it's a very passive way, but it's used when the conflict is an issue that's trivial. It's a small issue. It's something that you don't need to use the next techniques that we'll be saying. Don't point fingers. Don't point fingers. Don't point finger and say, you did this. Don't point fingers and blame another person. Don't put the blame on another person. Don't be aggressive and say, Miss Heba, he did it. Dr. Hussein, she did it. Don't do this. Because when you do this, you are starting a chaos, actually, in the foundation. And a negative, of course. Attacking is disrespectful, of course, because when you do like this. My children, when they were young, don't point. This is not good. Don't point at someone. This is not good, okay? You wouldn't appreciate the same thing done to you. Always put yourself in the other guy's shoes. Would you like someone to point at you and blame you for something?
Also, Dr. Mona, don't use he and she, and he's in the same room.
Yeah.
Asma, Dr. Salim,
Yeah.
he and she, and the person in the same room.
Verbal point.
This
Yes.
is,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. And allow each person, instead of blaming and pointing, let's hear the two parties say their issues. Let's see what Asma has to say, and let's see what Salim has to say, and then, well, we'll see compromise, or we'll see other solutions, okay? Another one, what's this?
Listening.
Let the person explain. Now, we said Dr. Salim, Dr. Asma, each one will not point to each other, not say he did it, she did it. Salim will say his view. Asma will say her view. Ms. Heba and Dr. Hussein will see.
Yeah, but I have a comment here.
Yes,
Dr.
yes,
Mona.
yes.
If Dr. Salim asks herself, why this patient did not sign the specific consent? Sometimes the answer is, yesterday when I was going home, I saw World Trade Center. So I was trying to go to Shakespeare to take how he can continue listening. If you get a question, answer the question, then ask, let me explain. So prepare the person in front of you that you will start to talk for something, not the question that you got asked.
This is actually, she is a diplomatic person trying to maneuver her way into a direction so that you'd forget the issue, actually. And this is not right. This is not right.
I am suffering actually with this, Dr. Mona. If I went to one clinic, I need to understand what is the issue.
Active listening, Dr. Ms. Heba, active listening has a training session by itself.
Yes.
Yani active listening is
One
one session by itself, because really active listening is a practice. We have to practice how to listen. Our problems start with we shut our ears. We shut our ears. We don't want to hear. We don't want to focus and listen to what the other person is saying. No, it's time to listen. And when you listen, just absorb what's being said to you. And then try to reason what's being said. Think about it. Think. So listen and think. Remember, good communicator, good thinker. What's this? I. So use I statements. Ms. Heba just said he, she. You, he, she. This is like pointing exactly. So you're not listening to me. Don't say this. Don't say, Ms. Heba, you're not listening to me, Ms. Heba.
I will not listen after this.
You sound as if you're blaming. It's just like pointing. It's just like he said, she said. Instead, I feel like I'm getting the chance to explain. Yani she wants to explain. So I say, I feel like I want to explain myself. Give me a chance to explain myself. So use I. When you use I, yes?
Yeah, this is one of the rare conditions, rare situations when using I is good, not bad.
Yes.
Because usually everyone is talking, I am the superhero.
No.
I am the Superman.
Ms. Heba just said that you had a questionnaire recently, and one of the questions was...
I am excellent.
Yes, a question was, how do you consider, how would you rate yourself? And excellent, very good, good, okay, fair, or whatever. People said excellent. Now, those people, I believe, Dr. Hussein, are those that say, I am perfect, I am... You're not supposed to say about yourself, you're perfect. Nobody's perfect, actually.
Exactly.
Nobody is perfect,
Exactly.
okay? If you put that into your consideration, you work at being
Complex.
perfect.
And you'll be
But perfection is for God only. Okay? If we know that concept, then we'll move on in our lives. So please stop saying, I am so and so. But when we are in a conflict resolution, we are saying, I feel like I want to explain myself, Ms. Hiba. Please give me a chance, Dr. Hussein, to explain myself. Okay?
Even with my colleague, Dr. Mona, we are together.
Yes.
We are nurses, the receptionist. I must talk with these because being in the same level will cause faster conflict.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Now, why are we saying this? Because your emotions, opinions, and personal beliefs and morals, rather than sorting out things you don't like about the opposing party. When we say you, when we say he, when we say she, actually you are referring and you're blaming because the other party, you don't like something about him. You don't like something about her. So that's why you use this way of conflict. But if you use, I want to express myself, I want to say, Ms. Hiba, I want to say, Dr. Salim, my personal, my experience, what happened actually in this situation, then you are omitting the blame and you are starting to say your emotions, your feelings, how you feel about this issue. And this is what we want in the resolution skill in this statement especially.
So, Doctor, you are referring to the incident. I feel bad that patient was waiting for more than 30
Yes,
minutes.
definitely.
Rather than you made the patient wait for 30 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, Marife, put this. Write this down.
Okay. All right. Maintain a calm tone. Maintain a calm tone. Now, we shouldn't shout. We shouldn't talk out loud. Unless someone has a hearing problem, you can use a louder voice tone, but still a calm tone. Okay? Because if you lose your temper, what's it say? It says lose. So when you blow up like this guy here, actually you're losing. You're not winning. And we don't want that. So as long as my late father used to say, keep cool. Stay cool. I used to get frustrated by this word, he said. Yes, when I get that, Dad, what do you mean by stay cool? He means stay calm. The loser always loses. Okay? It was a song, The Winner Takes It All, remember? ABBA. Yeah, ABBA style, yes, okay. Yeah. Okay. Show a willingness to now this is compromise and collaborate. The compromise, accommodate style may work if another party seems to care much more about the solution than you do. We try to accommodate, and we'll show this immediately now in a scenario. Compromise, what does it mean, compromise? What do we mean by compromise?
Reach a middle ground.
Yes, don't pull the rope. Both parties don't pull the rope. Try to meet halfway, like they say. Okay, so that's what we mean by compromise. Okay, one party will put a foot down, the other party will start to put his foot down, and then we'll meet in the middle, hopefully, inshallah. Yes, exactly. So we come to an agreement, and let go of your pride. One of the big issues in conflict is pride. Pride, yes, people who are very proud of themselves, it's very hard for them to get down from their horses, like they say, because proud people.
Arrogance.
Yes, on the horse. What do you mean? Nah. No, get down, be on the ground. This is not a situation that needs you to be on your high horse and we're on the floor. No. Okay? So this is a no-no. So let's see this scenario. It's an interview. Sadie, she's applying for a role as a customer service representative. And Jim, he's the hiring manager. He scheduled her interview for Wednesday at noon. Okay? Now on Wednesday, Sadie logged into the Zoom. It's a Zoom meeting for her interview with Jim, but 30 minutes passed and he didn't show up to respond her email. She started to send an email, Mr. Jim, where are you? I'm on Zoom. Why don't you, I'm waiting for the interview. Okay? Well, after an hour, Jim responds to Sadie's email and saying he's online and ready to interview her. What do you think the problem is here? No. It's a funny situation here, actually. What do you think the problem is?
Probably misunderstanding.
They're on a Zoom meeting. Why do you think they're on a Zoom meeting?
It's Corona.
What? Yes! She gets a card. Time zone, yes. Sadie was unavailable and didn't see the email until later that evening. When she responded, they both realized that they were operating both on two different time zones. Time difference. He came at the time, and she came on her time zone. This is a conflict. This is a conflict. This
6
is
a.m. and 6 p.m.
yes. Oh, yes. So this is an issue, okay? So what happened here? They were operating on two different time zones, and neither one of them confirmed which one. So Jim, unfortunately, doesn't have any openings available to reschedule the interview tomorrow, and Sadie is frustrated with the process so far. What do you think should happen here? What do you think? What do you think? Compromise? How should Sadie and Jim proceed? Now she's eager. She's eager to present herself. It's an interview. It's a job, okay? And he has a group of people who have applied for this job, and he has to report to his manager that these have been interviewed. He has to do his job, okay? So how do both proceed?
You pick.
You pick. I pick. Okay.
Aljin?
Aljin? Why Aljin? Aljin. They want you, Aljin. They recommended that you're the only one that can answer this.
They both have they have this understanding of their time.
Mm-hmm.
So both of them, I mean, it's not their fault.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to come up with they need to compromise and meet
Compromise,
halfway
yes.
and then reschedule.
Okay. So unfortunately, both parties weren't wrong, actually, right?
No, it's the employee.
Yes. No.
It's the employee because when she applied,
Nabulsi said.
Nabulsi style.
Nabulsi style.
They should know that. He should know that.
Okay. So whose fault is it, Nabulsi?
the staff.
The staff, Jim, Mr. Jim.
Yeah, because when he applied to the company.
So who's the hiring people? Who's responsible here?
Ronald?
Ronald. Oh, Ronald, it's your job to take care time zone factor, okay? عمرو خلي بالك. Nabulsi is saying it's your fault, guys, if you don't take care of such a situation like this. Actually, let's look at the facts. The facts say that Sadie is applying for a role, and she's willing to be flexible to secure the job. She wants the job. She wants, it's a good job, okay? But she still wants to make the most of her time during the interview process. Jim has a very busy schedule, and he has several interviews scheduled aside from Sadie's. She's not the only one applying. So neither Sadie nor Jim intended to miscommunicate. This is a miscommunication problem, okay, of the time interview, and both made an effort. Yes, they're going to compromise, they're going to collaborate, they're going to accommodate in order to show up at an interview at a time they both have to be correct. Take care, there's a time zone difference between your place and my place, so put it in writing. We'll meet at so and so, my time zone. So Sadie will know that this time zone, the difference in time, and it will be going on. So the resolution, this is what we call an accommodating conflict resolution strategy. An accommodating conflict resolution strategy, طبعا it's very suitable for this situation. Let's return back to the conflict resolution skills. Don't take anything personally. Now this is an issue. Now this is an issue. Sometimes, especially in an environment like yours here, you take things personally as if you're being accused. You as a person, you're being accused of a mistake done. actually it's not you, it's the mistake. That's all. That's the issue. Nobody, you're okay, but the issue has to be confronted, has to be looked at. Okay, so usually we have policies. We're working now, Dr. Hussein, on the policy procedures and things, and the manual. We have to obey the rules. We have to go by the policies because the policies are put from a superior policy maker that we have to obey because there's going to be someone coming to audit us and see we're doing the procedure right or wrong. So as long as you know that this is a policy that we have to obey and go along, then it's not you as a person, okay? Learn to separate yourself from the conflict, yes. And will be a lot easier to accept, to compromise and collaborate and move on with the conflict issue. Prioritize resolving the conflict over being right. يعني إيه الكلام ده? What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean that I have to resolve the conflict even if I think I'm right?
Drop the ego. Give the priority to
Drop your ego. Yes, that's what he said. He said, get off your high horse and يعني don't be so يعني خلاص يعني don't be so stubborn. Don't be mule-headed. Don't be يعني don't be so block your head and say no, and don't put your fingers in your ears and don't want to hear anyone except yourself, okay? So, frustrating call with an angry patient, yes. An issue, this is an issue. The reception, rap, Sherry, okay. A frustrating call with an angry patient or an issue with a policy change. We have, I think, policy changes every day, okay? It's not Dr. Hussein's fault. He's frustrated. Every time he says, hey, finalize this policy, he finds, yes, the government or the people that do these policies, that are responsible for these policies, the ones, the decision makers, like we call them, they change. They're sitting in their offices and saying, I think it's about time to change the policies. Let them work a little bit more. Okay, this is these people, and we have to listen to them. Situation goes beyond you. Take a step back. Now this is how we start to dealing with how we get off our high horse. We step back, take a moment and think about it, and then, even if you have a strong opinion, it might be beneficial to raise a white flag. Raise a white flag, and it's not surrendering. It's not saying I give up. No, it's just saying that, okay, I'll go along. All right, it's not your fault. My boss wants this to go on. I have to, because he also has to go on like this. So like he accepts it, I have to accept it, okay? Conflict resolution is occasionally about making sacrifices. We said this. Sometimes it's considered a type of sacrifice. If you consider this, okay, move on. But don't put it in the back of your mind so that when another conflict issue comes up, you remember it.
Translated in Arabic, it's very important conflict resolution.
Yeah.
So can we be sure from Arabian stuff that they understand this? Like
Amr, do you understand me?
Can you explain
ده عمرو ماشي معايا زي الفل.
Explain the last one, Amr, please. In Arabic or in English, whatever.
خد يا عمرو.
In any language.
النتيجة بتاعت الكونفليكت بتبقى ان احنا في الاخر بنبقى يعني
تضحية.
بالظبط يعني
لا مش يعني مش بتضحي قد ما انت يعني بتتنازل شويه عن حاجه يعني انت كنت فاكر انها صح، بس يعني تتنازل علشان يعني المركب تسير. اوكي، والمركب هنا اللي هي مثلا العياده اللي هي صاحبها اساسا مضطر لظروف ما ان هو يمشي according للبوليسيز اللي هي بتتفرض عليه برضه. هو ما حطهاش، هي اتفرضت عليه، وما دام اتفرضت عليه بيضطر يفرضها عليكم. وبالتالي هنا ما فيش تضحيه، هنا ما فيش ساكريفايس، ولكن هنا في نوع من انواع الكومبرومايز. نمسك العصايه من النص. اوكي؟ conflict resolution skills also. The new generation, Dr. Hussein, the new generation. Starting with the millennials. These guys here. هفضل كده. See my finger pointing at you. Yes. I'm sorry. Why is it so hard? These two words, I am sorry. Why is it so difficult to say? No. It's the whole. No. It's not the nationalities. The whole world.
Because they have pride. But
Miss
when
Heba.
we travel
Miss
outside,
Heba.
people in the street, I'm sorry, they did not touch you, but they would say, I feel sorry that you got a problem. Even if they did not
Whoever
touch
says
you.
sorry outside in the United States or in Europe, he's from my generation. We're talking about these guys, the millennials. They refuse to use these two words. They consider it something like, I don't know, maybe their parents were the issue. I don't know. Believe it or not, the parents always say sorry to the kids. And that's why they said, we will never say sorry. I think this.
Some
I think
parents,
this.
when the kid got hurt by a table, they will not tell him that you did not see in front of your face. A table. A table.
Table is sorry.
The kids are growing up like we're not doing mistakes. We're not doing mistakes. It is a table. Even it's non-living thing.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's the case. But I realize, because I've been dealing for the past 10 years with millennials, and actually from different nationalities, because in Egypt, mashallah, yani we have Ukrainians, we have Russians, we have lots of old nationalities, Americans, Europeans. I've dealt with every kind of nationality you can think of, from South America, lots of them also. There is an issue with these two strong words. Believe it or not, they're comforting words. Sometimes when you use I'm sorry, and asif, I apologize, the other party will step back and start to feel guilty.
I have to admit, this is Nabulsi's style.
Will feel guilty because after he thought that there will be a fight, they thought there was going to be a fight, hey, and unbutton your sleeves, and the whole rally comes around, hey, Allah, Nabulsi. Okay, and they find the other party. Dr. Ammar says, I'm sorry. Dr. Ammar says, I'm sorry. Okay, so Nabulsi goes back. I was going to fight. Yes.
I hear some lectures from someone called Simon Sinek.
Yes.
Simon Sinek, and he has a lot of things about millennials. One of the explanations that millennials have a low linguistic IQ.
Yeah.
You know that there's 5 types or 6 types, whatever, of intelligence.
Yes.
So they have low quality in linguistics.
Yes.
That's why we were studying Shakespeare and these
Yes.
boring things in the past.
Yeah.
So due to poor linguistics, they don't understand the real meaning between 3 levels.
Behind the real, yes.
Sorry, by the way, sorry is not apologizing.
No.
Sorry is not apologizing. Sorry is on the top. I'm feeling sympathy. Apologize is apologize. And then the third one, I'm a stupid ass. I'm a stupid guy. So they don't differentiate between sorry. It's not even. Sorry is not even apologize. Then one apologies. Then I'm stupid. They don't. If I say I'm sorry,
Yes.
in their linguistic IQ,
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
Yes.
So no one, of course.
Yes.
and wants to say, I am stupid.
Yes,
But it is not I am stupid, it's because of the low linguistic, my son, the same. Low linguistic IQ.
Yes, yes. Ma,
In the school,
it started with the millennials
Yes.
and going through
in the school, if you are the person who
the
was
answer was
answering
linguistic.
the
Low.
teacher.
linguistic, the language, the ability to use words, the ability to use words. Linguistic means the ability to use words properly in a certain situation.
Yeah,
Okay.
if your teacher was asking you when you was like in the school, why did not do your homework? And you answered, I forgot my book at the home. This is right, I make it, but I forgot it home. Instead of saying sorry, here you are that person.
Yes.
100%, yeah.
So actually remember, guys, that we're here in a professional situation. The relationship between each one of you and your superiors or the heads or the officers, whatever you call them, it's a professional relationship. So realizing that it's not a personal issue, realizing that we're in a professional situation, then it's accepted to say in a certain issue, I am sorry, I made a mistake. Remember I made a mistake. Not you, not he, not they, not she, not another. Okay, put aside your personal annoyance. Yes, this is not, we're not attacking you as a person. It's not an attack, it's not blame. It's actually a situation, okay? And forgive that person. Yes, another thing, forgiveness. Forgiveness, السماح. ربنا بيسامح يعني. بقى معقولة هتكون يعني حضرتك أكبر من ربنا وما تسامحش؟ يا راجل يا أمير. يعني المسامح يقول لك المسامح كريم. مش كده ولا إيه؟
وانا مش كريم.
So forgiveness, God forgives. God forgives. We all ask for God's forgiveness for something we've done, okay? We always ask Him for forgiveness. So if you ask God for forgiveness, can't you forgive another person? For something very trivial, for something that actually it's not something that's a mistake built in, it's something paperwork. What? Okay? Of course, if we do this, it creates a healthy relationship to move forward and work and proceed with your work. Let bygones be bygones. What does it mean, bygones be bygones? Yani, a conflict that happened in the past, don't arise it again. We have a situation now, deal with the situation now. Deal with the situation that's occurring now. Deal with the conflict that we have now, the disagreement that you have with your boss, the disagreement that you have with your colleague. Deal with it at the moment, immediately. Don't remember last week when you did so and so and so and so. Come on, guys. Last week is dead, خلاص, في إيه, okay? So move on, okay? And this is a very nice rule, a 48-hour rule. What's the 48-hour rule?
Don't create an IR unless 2 days.
Dr. Hussein,
I do it usually.
Dr. Hussein has this rule. 48-hour rules mean, all right, now we have a conflict, Dr. Ammar and I.
I'm sorry.
Okay, he got this. Okay, Dr. Ammar, wait a minute. Don't say sorry now. Wait 48 hours. Wait 48 hours. Think about it, and then come back and tell me I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. What's the 48-hour rule? Now you are frustrated by something, and the other party is also frustrated about something. If you start immediately to confront each other, you're going to blow your tops. No. Just leave the other party, go do whatever you want to do, go home, cry if you want to cry, yell at, go in the Sahara, in the desert and scream out loud, do whatever you want to do, break a glass, do anything you want to do until you get out of your system, okay? Get it out of your system, and 48 hours, let's meet and sit down, calm tone, and talk to each other in a very decent and respectable manner in order to resolve our conflict. And then say sorry. Okay? Last but not least, use humor when appropriate. يعني it's nice, but don't joke. Use humor when appropriate. It's a tool. Sometimes it's a nice tool to use to make something like we did now. We had a conflict. He said, oh, sorry, no, wait a minute. So this is like a humor. We're using a smile. We're using a nice way to talk to each other, okay? We're not joking because we don't want anyone to think that you're making joke of me, you're making fun of me. No. We don't want this, okay? It's not a funny situation. It's not something to make a joke about, okay? It's like all right. طبعا use this type of conflict resolution skill يعني whenever you feel it's appropriate. Set boundaries. Always set boundaries. What does it mean? Establish boundaries. These are the two parties at home. We have boundaries. How do we do it? Always remember it's not personal. Keep the discussion confidential. What does it mean, confidential? Between the two. Between the two. The two go and meet. The two go and meet alone, or if there's a third party that's going to meet with them, and close the doors. Behind the doors, nobody knows what's going on behind the doors.
Only the 15th department. The building, the whole building, no need to hear the shouting.
No.
Yes, yeah. Always keep it this way. And trust that everyone will manage their emotions and not take an outburst and remarks. طبعا, if we do this, set boundaries, and do these three, not personal, keep it confidential, and try to manage our emotions. We don't outburst, we don't yell, we don't shout, okay? It will be resolved, hopefully, inshallah. If there's a need for a third party to come in, let's get him in, okay? Because there's too much emotions involved. Dr. Asma and Dr. Salim, it's too, no, they can't, they're going to, she's a lady and he won't hit her. Maybe with Dr. Ammar, they might hit each other. Okay, now we'll see, all right. Okay, so if there's an emotional problem that's going on, we have to have a third party. So yes, maybe they're afraid of vengeance, maybe discrimination, inappropriate complications if we address the issue. So it's all right to bring a third party in between. This third party, like you see, okay? This third party, he acts as a sounding board. He's a neutral. It's important that he's neutral, not biased. What does it mean, not biased?
On one side.
Yes, not. Dr. Ammar says because he knows that Salim is his friend, so he'll take he'll go with him against the Asma. No. We don't want Dr. Salim because we know he's biased to Dr. Ammar. No, we have to have a third, like Dr. Muna. Okay, Dr. Muna, she's neutral to Ammar and Salim and Asma, so she's the neutral part that will come to see his point of view, her point of view, and we might come to agree on something from the three, okay? His role is to guide the conversation and keep time. Okay, Dr. Ammar, you have 5 minutes to tell me what's the problem. Dr. Asma, you have 5 minutes. Dr. Salim, you have 5 minutes. We've consumed 15 minutes in this conversation. Now we start all over again to see our points of view. So that's what he means by keeping time. Now, this is an issue here. Someone drinks the last of the water from the water cooler without replacing the water container. This is a conflict. مش كده ولا ايه؟ It's an issue. At home, it's an issue. At home, it's an issue because there's only me and my husband. So one of us has to replace the bottle. And I keep going to the kitchen. It's not replaced. It's 18 liters, my back. I go back and forth, it's not, so I'm frustrated. So which of these strategies will I use, or we would use, in order to meet halfway so that this trivial conflict, it's a trivial conflict. It's not such a big issue. Why make a big issue about it? Okay, so which one would you use?
I feel like the three of these could work. I don't think compromise works.
Compromise, how can you compromise? يعني? Avoiding conflict? ولا collaborative ولا accommodating? How many of you?
First, this and this are not the same, technically, at this point?
Accommodating, avoiding. Avoiding means one party will avoid the issue and the other will, it's like active and passive.
Accommodating means if I find the water is empty,
Yeah.
and I decide rather than going and fighting with them,
Yeah.
someone that didn't
And
replace it, I
I'll-
would replace it.
Yes, yes.
Wouldn't that count as avoiding the conflict?
No, no, yeah, to some, no, avoiding would be in.
Leaving without
Water at
Leaving
all.
without water.
So, which do you think is, okay, you agree with Dr. Ammar, accommodate or avoiding? Accommodate?
If you can.
If you can.
Avoiding. Avoiding conflict, yes, this is the one, because it's an issue that you should avoid. It's not an issue even to start a conflict. It's not an issue even to start a fight like Nabolsi. I'm not going to say, Amr, you didn't change the bottle. Why didn't you change the bottle? Okay? Not that he doesn't, he does. He does really. he changes the bottle immediately. And if I change, he fights with me. You're back. You're back. Okay? So we have to avoid the issue and go on. Okay? Okay. So it's a one-time issue. Of course, if it's like when my kids were back home before they got married, and they see that the water cooler and their two boys, well, much taller than Ammar and much wider than Ammar, and they can just pick up the bottle like this and put it like that, okay? And they go back and forth, and they open the boxes and take the small water bottles and they don't change the water cooler. Hey guys, so it's not a one-time issue, it's a repeated issue. So in the end, I'm a mother. No, I don't fight actually. I'm a mother, a poor mother. I'm a poor mother. So I just change the bottle myself, and my husband fights with me for that.
What you want to do as a manager with the
Huh?
hormone?
Yes, let's see what the manager will do here.
Yes.
Yes. What would you do, Dr. Hussein?
The cleaners keep doing the same mistake, not changing
Yes.
the water photo. We have patients, no water.
Yes. What do we do?
That's why I refer to my strategy of, is it going to Dubai a line problem, or it is going Dubai or tomorrow, I make it based on this.
Okay.
So based on the level, I choose freeze, flight, or
Fight.
in which it's very complex. There's one day political training, how to play with flight, then freeze, then fight, then flight again. It's too complex for me, I have to admit.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, but for me, I go with the strategic level.
Okay, okay.
If it's just
okay.
missing, if it's just missing area of Alam to clean, or I saw him in the camera, is opening the raising the carpet and put this would be strategic. Missing a spoiled water
Yes.
is technical.
Yes.
So based on this, I do.
Okay.
I am trying to make one responsible and one doing the duty.
Yes.
So I will give one of the reception the responsibility of checking the water.
That's in the
photo.
policy, by the way.
Yes.
That there's always someone
Every-
responsible for a certain task.
Yes.
Okay.
So
That's
every
what Ms. Heba is
Saturday-
trying to say. That we have a task. Like everyone has a task. Even the cleaning woman or the cleaning guy, he has a task. One of the tasks is you see the water bottle empty, change it immediately. Now he does it once, he doesn't do it twice, doesn't do it thrice. Well, you have to have, yes, you have to have something, a policy. Yes, a policy. If you don't do this immediately,
She is delegating the conflict to another one.
yes, yes. Okay, now you have a report. You ran a report that yielded the results of, I think, this an issue that happened yesterday. Results the other party needed. Dr. Hussein needed something from you, Ronald. It was supposed to be a PDF and not an Excel, like something like that. The other person didn't specify. Now, maybe Dr. Hussein didn't tell you, Ronald, I want it in a PDF, not an Excel sheet. Maybe, okay? So he didn't say. So you just delivered what you thought is supposed to be delivered, like an Excel sheet. So this is a conflict. This is something in your work. What do we do about this? Yes, Sherry.
To avoid the conflict. If my boss tell me to do something, you have to ask also before doing it.
Yes, certainly from the beginning, it was supposed to be, it's just like the interview thing. Remember the interview?
Smart.
Yes. Mr. Jim should have known that he lives in a certain area, and this Sadie, she lives in another area. There's a time zone difference. He should have confirmed with her that I'm here in Dubai and you're in Egypt, and there's a 1 hour difference time zone. So take care that you should be according to Dubai time and not to Cairo time. So it's the same thing. Your boss should have said, I want this presentation or this report in a PDF and not an Excel sheet, okay? So this is before, but it happened. It happened that the boss didn't say, I want this in a PDF. I want this report to be presented tomorrow. And it was short notice, so he just did an Excel sheet. What should we do? Which strategy should we use?
What does this one mean?
Collaborative.
What?
Collaborate. Both parties collaborate to meet halfway, like. To some extent. Oops. What's wrong when I move here? To some extent, it's like compromise also. Like. So what would you use? Avoid? I don't think avoid is the situation here. It's not changing a bottle. Which strategy would you use? Collaborate? How would you collaborate with your boss? How do you collaborate with your boss? He's your boss. He gave you an order and you were supposed to do it, and you did something he didn't want. What is your response to this? Ibrahim, are you with us? Compromise. You're going to compromise with your boss? We're going to compromise with Dr. Asma? She's not going to, no, she gave you an order and you didn't do it. She told you to do so, and you didn't do it as she wanted, as she expected you to do. هي كانت متوقعة انك تعمل حاجة معينة. لأنها قالت لك مرة واثنين وثلاثة وهي فاكرة انك هتعمل الحاجة دي، اوكي؟ وانت ما عملتهاش زي ما هي كانت متوقعة انك تعملها. عملت حاجة تانية خالص. She's not accepting this. This is a conflict. So what do we do?
Doctor,
Yes.
I will say the real example. I asked for a presentation, a real presentation.
مش عارفة ايه
and it
الحكاية.
came to me as a PDF file. in which
بيتحرك
it
بالأرض.
is-
ذبذبات الأرض ولا ايه؟
Something wrong يعني أنا بقول.
مش عارفة في الأرض حاجة.
Which is impossible to present from a PDF or not best practice to present from a PDF.
أنا ما جيتش جنبه خلاص.
Yeah. So avoiding that means the staff gonna sit for 3-4 hours after work to fix it. This is applied. Accommodating, he will, I don't know accommodating, but collaborate. He will tell me, Doctor, can I do some reductions and you accept to remove this and this and
Will
this?
you accept this?
This is.
Will you accept it as his boss?
That's why collaborate and compromise. It needs, of course, a higher level of
Yes,
management.
yes, definitely.
Which is I don't know what we have.
These strategies, they can be used if we're tête à la tête. Means both same level, doctor, nurse, employee. But when a boss at a higher level and his employee, this is a little bit different situation.
Actually, sorry.
Unless the boss is open-minded, this is another thing, yes. Open-minded, open door, sandwiches, yesterday chicken nuggets, so this is a different situation, huh?
The doctor he's like that. When you see you will say sorry and you will just like.
You say sorry.
Yeah.
So use a strategy, one of the skills we used, you said, I'm sorry.
It's always accepting.
Dr. Hussein, you'll see a lot of sorries from now on. They are going to use I'm sorry so powerful these days. Until you tell them, stop saying sorry. Okay, actually accommodating, one party will have to do the work very fast and rapidly in order to satisfy the boss's order, okay? So by simply accommodating the request, you prove to be a helpful, solution-oriented team member. Yes, that's what we want to create. someone that resolves the problem immediately. There is a problem, resolve it. Because it's something you can do. All you have to do is just a punch on the keyboard, save as PDF. That's all you have to do. So why bring it out and make it such a big issue, okay? And plus, you'll get a bonus. Yes, because you delivered it quickly. You resolved it immediately. Dr. Hussein is satisfied and happy, okay? And won't say blah, blah, blah and to you. All right, Dr. Hussein? Okay.
Satisfaction and safety.
Yes.
Plus
And that's why we have this conflict handling intentions. Starting from here, this is the 0 point low. This is the highest, going this way high. What are we meaning here? This is an avoiding. This is avoiding the issue. Both parties concerned, they avoid the issue. They go separate ways. Two married people, there's a big issue. He's going to his work and she's going to her work, and خلاص, they don't care. They're not going to resolve this issue. Of course, if they remain this way, we know.
And the receptionist, they make a conflict, so she will go back to the clinic, not continue the conversation, and you will not get here.
Exactly. We don't want this type of way. Competitive, this is actually not in our fields at all. This is the legal, the people, lawyers in the Justice Department, they use this competitive because it's a win-lose situation. He's a lawyer and he's defending his client and he wants to win the case. So he has to prove that his...
Some team seniors or a doctor in his clinic, he do this to defend the nurses.
But we don't want this situation. We don't want this situation. Actually, we want the center here because it collects part of avoiding a situation, accommodating, being a friendly helper, and collaborating, being a problem solver, and being a tough battler. If we do this, that's what we want, a good handshake in the end. Maneuvering, a conciliator, someone that knows how to deal with issues. He knows when to avoid a certain issue. He knows when to accommodate a certain issue. He knows when to collaborate and solve immediately a problem by just giving a save as. By being a defender at certain situations, so we compromise. Okay? So a take-home message, conflict, practice active listening. This is a training by itself. Be a good active listener. Open your ears, guys. Open your ears. Control your anger. If you're a type that's anger, Bardo, control your anger has a training session by itself. Control your anger. You learn how to control anger. There's anger management. Okay? Don't leave the problem unsolved. I know some people used to tell me that, especially married guys, they say, if we have conflict at home, we don't sleep before we make up. We don't sleep before we make up because we don't know if we'll wake up or not. You know, sleep is a slow death. So you don't know. I know some people that died in their sleep. And their spouses, I know one for sure, a friend of mine, until today, her husband died 20 years ago. Until today, she is regretting every moment because actually, the night before he died, they had a fight. They had a fight. Until today, she dreams that she wants to resolve the fight so that he'd forgive her. Really, really, it's a very, very touching, yes. Every time I see her, she's always crying. She's always crying.
So your colleague might die.
Be clear about what you want. Remember I want to explain. I want to tell you my point of view. I want to tell you the reason that I did this. Learn to forgive. God forgives, you can forgive. Come on. You're not more than God, okay? Take turns to talk to each other about the problem. Sit down. Sit down at the same level. This chair and this chair. We're at the same eye level. Don't stand up and talk to Dr. Sam like this. No, sit down, be at the same eye level. Okay? Being at the same, that's why That's why when political guys are working, they're all sitting around table and they're all at the same level. I saw a movie, it's not a movie, it's a series. It was called The Diplomat. Anyone saw it? Diplomat? Huh? The Diplomat? Did you see it?
Every time I click on it and then I go back.
Well, in one of she's supposed to be an ambassador of the United States. In one of her meetings with the other ambassadors and the foreign minister, she's short. So when she was sitting, she was not at the same level as the other guys. So the prime minister of England got a pillow to put under her so that she'd be at the same level as they all are. That's how you deal in situations. You have to be at the same eye level, okay? Stay calm. Stay calm. Calm tone. Nobody wins when you lose your temper. Nobody wins. It's lose. You lose your temper, you lose, okay? Compromise. Learn how to meet halfway. Don't pull the rope. No, we can meet halfway. We can, okay? Stand up for yourself by being assertive. If you know you are right to some extent, try to prove how you are right. I. Use the I. Nabulsi, don't fight, okay? And deal with what is happening right now. Forget the past. Now is the situation now. We're not the future and we're not the past, we're at the present. We have a present misfortunate situation. We have a misunderstanding at the moment. Deal with it at the moment. Don't postpone anything to the future and don't think about anything that happened in the past. Okay? Thank you. Anyone have any question? Anyone have any questions? If I ask just one question, what will you change in yourself today after hearing this training session?
To stay calm. To stay calm.
I think you're already calm. No, you're not. Okay, you're an angry.
Not calm all the time.
Okay, she'll learn. All right, she's going to stay calm. So, Ms. Heba, see if she's going to stay calm or not. Okay, Mariam, what are you going to do?
I'll listen. I'll listen to. I'll not listen to reply. I'll listen to understand.
She's going to listen. All right. What are you going to do? You're going to what? What are you going to change in yourself? What?
Active listener.
Active listener. Algin, what are you going to do? What are you going to change in yourself?
The 48 hours rule. Wait for 48 hours.
Your 48-hour rule. He's going to stick to the 48-hour rule, Algin. Ammar, what are you going to do?
Count.
Wallah,
Say sorry.
From now on, he's going to say, I'm sorry, Dr. Hussein. Asma, what are you going to do? Huh?
Dr. Ammar style.
What?
Dr. Ammar style.
Dr. Ammar style. How many of you are going to say, I'm sorry? على فكرة my mother used to say, stop saying sorry about everything. Because I always say, I'm sorry. Until today, I say sorry to my children.
Very important points as well. Mary Grace, give me more. To deal a communication, to avoid a conflict. You can use you, he, she.
No, it should be I.
You can stand up. You can point. You can say, listen. You can start your sentence with listen. Listen, doctor.
What are you going to change in yourself, Mina?
I hope I don't take matters personally.
Okay, yes. He's not going to take any matters personally anymore. It's not him. It's professional issues. Yes, very good. What are you going to change in yourself?
Oh my goodness.
I'd like to develop anger management.
Okay, anger.
Anger management.
He wants to manage his angers. Okay, so he wants to practice anger management. Okay, okay. This is actually a very, very. Aubrey, what you're going to do?
Dr. Ammar style.
Eh?
Dr. Ammar.
Oh, okay. So now we have two styles, new styles, Dr. Hussein. We have Nabulsi style fighting and Dr. Ammar style, I'm sorry. So from now on, if I say Dr. Ammar style, we know it's I'm sorry. What are you going to say? What are you going to change in yourself?
Show willingness to compromise.
She's going to compromise, Ms. Heba. Okay.
Stand up yourself for being assertive.
She's going to stand up for herself and be assertive. Okay, what are you going to do?
Compromise.
Compromise.
This lecture is recorded.
Huh? What are you going to do? She's recording all what you're saying now.
To be like from passive to being assertive.
To be assertive. She's not going to be passive anymore. She's going to be assertive. Ronald, what are you going to change in yourself?
I'm gonna set aside my personal annoyance.
Okay, like Mina. Mina's style. Okay, Peter's style. So Peter's style, you're going to do. We have Peter's style also now. Okay.
Guys, I need this message by WhatsApp to the HR mobile. Everyone will send his sentence now after this meeting immediately to the HR mobile.
Ask Miss
Either
Heba.
Combox, either WhatsApp.
Miss
What you
Heba,
are going to
what
do?
are you going to change?
This is a very good question. Maybe
Yes.
I will try to be the person to solve the problem more better between staff, to let them stop fighting if I face it.
Okay.
I'll try to be that.
Dr. Hussein.
To 48 whole hours.
Okay, Dr. Hussein, from now on, he's going to, any conflict issues, any conflict issue, Dr. Hussein is going to try the 48-hour rule. He's going to shout and yell outside the building. Or in the bathroom or wherever.
Question.
Yes, yes.
What you want your friend or your colleague in the same department to change his way with you? Don't say names, but just say the action. I got suffered because my colleague was shouting, was saying he, she, high voice. You got frustrated from one from your colleagues and you complained to me. What was the problem with him?
What do you want?
I have no time. So he might fix himself. Stay calm. Dr. Asma, with the reception, with the to her, communicating like. Okay. You,
Listen, active listen.
to your colleague. Rachel, to your colleague. Be active listener. Be
Active
active listener. Jessica, to your colleague. Compromise. Share.
Stay calm and lower your voice.
Stay calm and lower your voice.
Yes.
Your colleague, I know what you're saying. Stop being stupid.
Understand the situation first before.
Look at that.
Do everything.
Do everything. Asma, to your colleague,
Just know that you
what they did acting with you in a life that you did not like cause conflict. So you don't want them to do it again.
Hadi put me in the corner and it's your fault. We get delay in something. They did not mention that this case is urgent.
Finger pointing. Avoid finger pointing.
Finger pointing. Dr. Ammar,
What is it?
from your colleague, reception, insurance,
Bygones be bygones.
late?
Bygones.
Bygones?
What happened in the past, happened in the past.
Okay, what happened in the past happened in the past. You accept this, Dr. Mona?
No.
Dr. Ammar was from the colleagues or from the other department.
Yeah.
What happened in the past, leave it to the past.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Can be?
Yes, yes, yes. It's one of the strategies. Yes. Don't bring past issues to the present. خلاص. Let bygones be bygones. Forgive and forget. Yes.
Reason, you face an issue from one of your colleagues, Arabian, Kabayans, in any other department, your doctor.
Be more
يعني قلبكم ابيض. احنا عندنا في المصري مش كده بنقول قلبك ابيض يا عم، يعني انت ليه قلبك اسود كده؟ مش كده احنا دايما نقول كده قلبك اسود ليه كده؟ شايل مني ليه يا عم؟ مش كده؟
He said to listen.
To listen, yes. I think we need a training in active listening. Yes. Yes. We need active listening training. Yes, yes, yes.
We train a calm tone. This lady is new, so this is very good point. So means she faced it a lot.
She's new and she's facing it. So it's an everyday issue.
try to understand and see other people's perspective.
These guys cooperate with me. If I need makeup, to cooperate with me. عشان خاطري.
يعني حرام.
HR,
يفوت طحش على العيادة
All right. Miss Heba. Dr. Ammar, Peter.
A real conflict here.
Yes, there's a conflict here. Peter said, please cooperate with me. So
Side note this before we spoke about this and we resolved it. Just so,
we resolved it?
Me and Peter.
He said sorry?
We compromised.
We compromised. Okay.
Yeah.
He says that you rush and go in عشان to take a photograph.
Slowly.
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 Nicely.
Coordinate.
Respectfully.
With small smile.
Yes, yes, yes.